A very warm welcome to everyone watching. We're so delighted that you could join us in today's episode of You Were There, where we show you life-changing stories of those you have helped through your generous giving. Our first story is about a young Nigerian girl who experienced the miraculous after obeying a simple instruction. Here is a full story.
Agnes Ibidi was born and raised in Nigeria with 6 brothers and sisters. Her parents were teachers who struggled to provide for their children.
And the only time I would get a new outfit would be Christmas, so I used to look forward to Christmas.
But they did have a television, and Agnes often watched the 700 Club. She learned important truths about God and eventually asked Jesus into her heart.
There is this God out there who cares about you, not just this person that is abstract, but who wants to be in your life and who wants to answer your prayers. And so definitely it was a powerful impact, 700 Club was.
Agnes also learned about the importance of giving.
It's scripture. The Bible says give. It says give and it will come back to you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over.
In 2004, Agnes moved to the U.S. to attend college and pursue a career in counseling. To help pay her way through school, she worked as a custodian. It was her first job, and it didn't pay much, but she tithed faithfully, believing that God would provide. And He did.
When I give to God, that was my communication of God, I love you, and God, you're my provider. God, I trust you. And so miraculously, people started giving to me. I had, friends were calling me up. Oh, my mom said I should bless you with this. Oh, I'm going to pay your phone bill. I'm going to, take care of this. I'm going to pay your rent. Just miracle after miracle started pouring in when I began to give.
She earned her master's degree and is now a mental health counselor and ordained minister. She's also a CBN partner.
I just feel like the little money I saw here, this is able to be a part of such a great ministry that was able to reach out to me as a young girl.
Agnes's favorite CBN ministry is Operation Blessing, one of the only charities to venture into remote, dangerous areas of northern Nigeria.
That's where I don't even go. Because, it has to be the sending of the Lord. For a ministry to go in there and say, we're going to bless these people and we're going to give them Bibles, or we're going to minister to them the love of God. It's awesome.
Agnes says giving is a reflection of our love for God.
I give because I love the Lord. I give because the Lord is good. But at the same time, I know that because He is good, He gives back to me exceedingly abundantly above all I can ask or think. And so God is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
I give because I love the Lord. I give because the Lord is good. But at the same time, I know that because He is good, He gives back to me exceedingly, abundantly, above all I can ask or think. Now that's exactly what happens every time you choose to give towards a good cause, like a CBN humanitarian outreaches. He pours out His immeasurable blessings on you. The people in our next stories knew firsthand the frustration of living without clean drinking water. Gloria and the people of Ngoro had lost all hope until one encounter changed everything. Here are their stories.
Every day, Gloria walks to a dirty pond to get water for the family.
We have to walk several miles and climb the rocks to get water. If you aren't smart or fast enough, you may end up going home with an empty container. Sometimes we spend the whole day looking for water.
Once, when she went to fetch water, Gloria startled a snake that spat venom in her eyes.
I was in so much pain. It burned so badly I could hardly sense anything else.
After Gloria felt her way back home, her husband rushed her to a nearby clinic.
I could not leave my wife in pain. I took all the money we had saved and paid the medical bills.
She recovered, but the whole family lived in fear.
I was scared to go for water, but I had no choice. I needed water for my family.
I didn't want my mother to get water alone, so I went with her. I helped her watch out for snakes.
When CBN heard about Gloria's village and their snake problem, we drilled a well there. Now, everyone can have fresh water close by their homes and away from danger.
I want to thank CBN for giving us clean water. Now Mom won't be afraid of snakes anymore. God bless you.
My wife is safe and the children are healthy now. Thanks to you.
While we were in the village, we found out Gloria and the other women also had to walk miles to grind their grains, so we gave Gloria a grinder. Now, the other women don't have to walk so far, and Gloria is making a little extra money for her family.
Thank you so much for the well and for the grinding machine. Our lives are so much better than they were before. May God bless you.
Hallelujah.
Nothing means more to life than a little drop of water just when you need it the most. For the women and children of Ninkoro and Angwama Adaki, this meant getting water by any means and from any source.
We rise as early as 4 a.m. in search of water from this pond.
They have no any other means of getting water, and that's the only way they have to sustain their life.
Disproving the convenient belief that water and food contamination have no effect on the average African, the people of Angwama Adaki have sorry tales to tell from their experience.
We fall ill often, and we are told that the water we drink is responsible. We do not have any other source of drinking water.
Now, the women of Angwama Adaki have a reason to sing and dance. This brand new water well is about to change their story. Reverend John Kalmer, CBN's head of humanitarian services, had the singular honor of dedicating the well and commissioning it.
I am happy for this well. I now have access to clean drinking water.
I am so happy, and I am very excited.
This well has given us so much joy.
Such gratitude could only come from a people who really appreciate a life-changing gift. Thanks to Mrs. Susan Bello, who partnered with CBN to make this well possible, the future is looking brighter for the people of Angwama Adaki.
Susan Bello, we are very grateful for this gift you've given us. May God bless you.
Another community that benefited from this circuit of well commissioning was Ninkoro village. The pupils and teachers from this missionary school, built by the only church in the community, had to travel a distance to get precious water. Now the story is different. Thanks to CBN and its partners, these children will not have to spend their study time looking for water.
Did you see how their lives were changed forever? One thing is sure, their stories would not be complete without you. You gave from what you have to see people like Gloria live healthier and better lives. Thank you, CBN partners. Your giving has put eternal smiles on the faces of people you may never know. We'll go on a short break now, and when we come back, we'll bring you more stories of how you're touching lives in different parts of the world.
Hello there. My name is Patrick Otaro, and I partner with CBN. The Christian Broadcasting Network is a humanitarian organization that brings living water and healthcare to communities, as well as loving care and shelter to orphans. Also, economic empowerment to widows. Join me today as we bring succor to our nation, Nigeria, and indeed, the world. God bless you.
Welcome back. Something beautiful happens every time we reach out to someone in need. But why do we give? And what are the benefits of giving? Our next piece explores that and more. Enjoy.
How much is that?
500.
500 now. Give me 2, please.
Giving to me is an opportunity to be a blessing to someone else.
Giving is something leaving me to the next person or something leaving the next person to me.
I can give you a contact. I can give you an idea. You understand? Those things can translate into millions of dollars.
My sister went to Lagos. She bought me a shoe and a dress. I was happy and I was excited.
For me, the biggest gift I've ever received in my life is care. I was thrown out of the vehicle, so it was a head injury and all of that. The one that even shocked me most was one of my friends. He's on a wheelchair, and I was on the 3rd floor. He said they should carry him to where my bed is. I was like, who does this?
I looked at that gift, and what I saw about the gift also was beyond what the person thought of who I am, it was more of seeing who she was in the gift.
Oh my God!
A few days earlier, someone had asked me for a dress, and I had the dress for so long. I wanted to keep it because of the attachment, but I was like, let me just give it out. And so just giving out that dress, and then 2 or 3 days later on your birthday, someone that didn't know what you did sends you a dress and a shoe, definitely you know that your giving is somehow connected to your receiving.
Giving should be a lifestyle. It's like everybody should live, eat, breathe, giving. Because always remember that when you give, you are sowing a seed. Whatever you sow, you will reap. So the question is, what do you want to reap? It now affects the way you give.
There is always this liberating feeling you get when you give. And it's not about how much you give, it's about your heart. I hear people say things like, I don't have enough, so I can't give. Well, you can give out of the little or much that you have. Just take a step and do something. Up next, an exclusive interview with Randy Foray, a CBN executive, as he tells us more about CBN and its activities. Here is your chance to know more about what we do and how you can be a part of it.
I visited those villages where fresh water was not available, and the women and children had to walk for 2 to 2.5 hours through very difficult country and wild animals to reach a small pond, a small muddy pond, which was not only used by humans but also used by the animals.
The water we are drinking, cows are also drinking it.
Now I want you to know, through your gifts to CBN, you've helped us to go into these villages, and many, and place a fresh water well and change the life. we have conducted right at about 24,000 medical missions, helping millions of people. Now, I'm asking you today to please continue to support CBN. Jesus said this, he said, "Give, and it shall be given to you." And heaven's measure is this: when we give, it shall be given back to us, but first it will be pressed down, then it will be shaken together, and then it will be running over. God bless you, and thank you very much for supporting CBN.
You can see that CBN is all about touching lives. It's all about spreading love to the needy and giving them a reason to smile. So far, we have been able to reach hundreds of thousands because you cared enough to give and make a lasting impact. But there is more work to be done. There are still millions of people out there who need your help. And for as little as 500 naira or more monthly, you can make that difference. You might never know what such a little amount can do until you give. And on our own part, we'll keep bringing you updates about your donations are changing lives every day. If you're yet to be a partner, please reach us through the information showing on your screen. We'll be waiting to guide you through the process. Let's take a look at our feedback segment to find out what you have to say about You Were There. Don't go away.
Children danced for joy. You were there when the doctors came and saved their little boy. You were there to speak the truth, send the gospel near and far. You were there to change their lives right from where you are.
Thank you, CBN partners, for making a difference around the world. Your gift of love has changed life and eternity for millions.
When hurting hearts reach out and cry, does anybody care? You were the one who brought the gift. Thank God that you were there.
Welcome back. You're still watching You Were There. And I hope you've enjoyed the stories we've brought to you so far. Our next story is about a young mother who went through pain and abuse. Just when she thought things couldn't get any worse, her business hit rock bottom. That was when the unexpected happened. Take a look.
Venita was abused and then abandoned by her alcoholic husband. She was left with a young son, Aditya, and no means to support him. So she borrowed a sewing machine and became a tailor.
My mother works hard just to pay my school fees. When I come home from school, I usually don't have anything to eat and I don't have any toys to play with. It makes me very sad.
Venita could only spend half of her day sewing because the rest was spent getting water from a farmer's electric-powered pump. It was a mile away from her home, and there was no guarantee that she would return with water.
Sometimes there were power outages, so we had to wait for hours for it to come back on. And once it did, we would fight to get our jugs filled. When that happened, I didn't have time to sew enough to buy food for my son.
Then Venita found out that her only source of income was about to be taken away. She had to return the sewing machine. The local pastor prayed with her about her job and water problem.
Not long after we prayed, a CBN water drilling team came and dug a well in our village. Now we can easily get lots of water whenever we need it, and we don't have to fight over it.
We also gave her a brand new sewing machine so she will never have to worry about her income. And we gave Aditya some toys.
I'm so happy. Now my mother can get water quickly and come back home to make us food and help me get ready for school. I also like playing with my new toys.
I'm earning enough money to raise my son, because all of the villagers are coming to me to stitch their clothes. The well and sewing machine has given us lots of joy. I want to thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, dear partners. You made it happen for Venita. Now her business will grow because of the comfort you have provided her and her community. Well, we have to go now. We promise to bring you more amazing stories next time. Remember, you are blessed to be a blessing. From all of us here at CBN, it's goodbye and see you soon.